how good does it feel on a personal level to, be seeing guys in your first meeting with the best rivalry arguably in college baseball?
Yeah, it is. It's the best rivalry in college baseball, and it's just as electric as I remember it 21 years ago. And they're a great team. They're ranked. They come in with stuff to beat everybody on their schedule, like they had done coming in. And we know that Sanders is a heck of a pitcher, as is Hall and Mahoney and the rest of their staff. I mean, they're a very good team. So there's a lot of weekend left, but. It feels good in any weekend to get the first one and set the tone the way we did. I thought, just the way we pitched, and we made enough defensive plays, even though we had a few miscues. But to really, to get a lead early, I thought was a big deal, especially, coming off the 4-game skid where we had, that just didn't go as planned. And but to be able to separate a little and get a little bit of a cushion, I think it gave everybody a chance to exhale and just play a little bit more mentally free. So really happy for the guys. It's a great rivalry. It's the best rivalry. And there's a lot of rivalry left this weekend. So
could you ask for a better start, Jordan, getting the 1, 2, 3, and then get a solo home run first pitch?
I told the team that in the dugout after the game. That was just a great tone setter of a first inning for Austin to go 1, 2, 3, and then Cooper hit the first pitch out. I don't know if you could script it better than that. So we would definitely sign up for that every time. But that was to start the weekend off, to start the rivalry off. That was pretty good.
From after the Upstate loss to this game, I guess what did you see in practice that made you feel good about the guys, or how they kind of respond to that skid that you mentioned?
Yeah, it's really nothing physical. It's more mental. It's just a mindset. We needed to stay positive, and we knew that the way we played the last 4 games had no bearing and no impact on the way we're capable of playing in this rivalry series. And so that was more of a message of, we need to just get back to being the aggressor. And I thought our guys did that. You heard Blake talk about being on the attack, and I thought they looked that tonight. They came out with that type of, a boxer's puncher's mentality, and that's kind of how it felt. That's how it looked, and we're lucky it worked out for us tonight.
It seemed like y'all were trying to attack early in the count with Sanders, and trying to maybe jump on some first pitch fastballs. Is that kind of the mindset? Did you see something that you kind of liked with that whole process?
Well, he's got great stuff. You got a guy who's up to 96 with his fastball and has a slider, a curveball, and a changeup, and 2 different breaking balls, and both are swing and miss pitches. So I think, any hitter, getting a first pitch fastball in the zone to hit, I thought our guys did a good job with that, getting the fastball early. But, he's a great pitcher. He's got a very bright future ahead of him for sure.
I guess just moving a guy up one day, but to have Austin start the first game and set the tone the way he did, I guess, what does that say about him as a pitcher and his maturation?
It says a lot about him as a teammate, as a pitcher. It's just the ability to perform when whatever the team asks of him and needs of him. And so for him to be on 1 day short rest and be able to go 90 plus pitches and 4+ innings, I'm sure he would have, wished maybe he could have gone a little bit longer, but I thought for those 4 innings, he was fantastic. And, we knew we had all hands on deck, and, at the time of the game, we were thinking Lindley would be more of an end of the game guy, but the situation of the game called for Lindley in the middle there to kind of try to shut down the pressure they were putting on us. But getting back to Austin, he did a great job and gave us the start that we were hoping for, just allowing our offense to establish a lead and to separate a little bit. So he did great.
3 more hits for Cam tonight. He's hit safely in all 9 of his first career games at collegiate level. 94.59. Is he off to about as good a start as we've seen from a freshman?
Cam's one of those guys. He's got a slow heartbeat. You can call it poise. You can call it he's neutral. He stays centered. Even when he's hitting doubles or he doesn't get too high, and when he gets thrown out on the bases or struck out on a changeup, he doesn't get too low. He just stays even. He stays neutral. He stays centered, and that's beyond the years of most freshmen. Most freshmen will mentally have the highs and the lows, and he doesn't. And I think that's why he puts himself in a good position to have a lot of success and just be able to go play, because he's able to stay in the middle.
Obviously, you never want to lose a game, but do you feel like it was maybe good to get some early adversity and kind of be able to bounce back from that and get an early test before playing South Carolina?
I do. I think adversity is always a good thing if you can make the adjustments and improve and learn from it, and not make the same mistakes. We had a base running mistake today that we also had against USC Upstate, with running to third base with less than 2 outs or no outs, making the first shot at third. So we're still making some mistakes, but I like that we're making aggressive mistakes. Much rather us make aggressive mistakes than timid mistakes. So that we are making the good kind of mistakes, and told them, every game, feel free to make mistakes. Just play mentally free. Go get it. Playground mentality. But I do think that adversity is good, and that's what you want early in the season. You want to have those opportunities for growth, and there's no finish line when you're on that journey of constant growth and improvement like we are. But it's going to certainly help us in the long run, and I really think that will be one of the drivers for us to surge at the end and play well at the end.
What sort of injury is Ryan dealing with, and so what's his status?
We got great news today, and it's a muscle forearm strain, just something in the forearm that will be kind of, this is the best case scenario for us. So I guess I would just call it a forearm strain, and it should be back in a few weeks.
Just 2 walks tonight. How much of a point of emphasis was that going into the series, limiting the 390s?
Yeah, we always try to keep it under 3 between walks and hit by pitches, and under 7 freebies total between any of their advancement on the bases beyond the norm. So I thought our guys we did a pretty good job, especially from a pitching side. We did allow some extra 90s defensively. I think we ended up with 4 errors on the scoreboard, which is way too many. But we made enough plays defensively and our pitching really picked us up tonight. Those guys did a great job of attacking the strike zone, 2 walks, 1 hit by pitch, and just a really good job by Gordo and Jackson Lindley and Casey Tellin.
I think you had 1 stolen base attempt tonight. Did the field conditions play into or influence your aggressiveness on the base?
That was my fault. They had picked like 15 times in a row, and I should have called the steal sign off. I think maybe Cam didn't get the greatest jump or whatever, but I should have called the steal sign off after all those pickoff attempts. But yeah, I mean we're not going to stop being aggressive on the bases, so we'll get right back to it tomorrow if the opportunity presents itself. The opportunities have to present themselves. We don't just go. Things have to match up, and the right guys have to be on the bases. But we wanted to take a shot there, and Cam's pretty fast, and he's got good, twitchy, explosive actions, and gets to full speed quickly. So thought he had a good shot to steal the base.
Can you elaborate a little bit just on what changes Austin made to go from last weekend where he had some struggles to
yeah, so he was, I would say he was overthrowing his cutter, and he throws a fastball, cutter, curveball split. And if you look at the differentials in the velocity of his cutter and his fastball, they were only 1 mile an hour to 2 miles an hour different. And if you're a hitter and you can just be on that one speed, whether it's a fastball or a cutter, it's not like you're adding that second off speed pitch. It's like they're just both the same speed. And so for UCF's offense, they were able to get some pretty good swings off just because the fastball and the cutter kind of blended together. You see that sometimes with guys with 2 different breaking balls. They just kind of morph into one pitch. So Coach Bellinger and Austin identified that, did a pretty good job of being able to you either got to add velo to the fastball or subtract velo from the cutter. So I thought they did a good job tonight of being able to have multiple speeds. So your fastball's a certain speed, your cutter's a certain speed, the curveball's a certain speed, and then of course the split is a great pitch. You know, because he throws it with the same arm speed as the fastball. So he's a very good pitcher. He's got a very bright future, and his best years are ahead of him. There's no doubt.
Any other questions for Coach?
Any update on Sunday starters to kind of to see how it goes tomorrow first?
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna save anyone, so, yeah, it's truly gonna be a TBA, you know, with kind of whoever's left, so we'll do whatever we have to do tomorrow to come out on top, and it's kind of the approach we're taking.
All right, thank you,
Thanks,
Coach.
Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.